Yeah guys, this is just going to be a review and field test of the Bear Grylls paracord knife. Yeah, hope this turns out okay because I'm using the front facing camera so I can see where I'm recording, and I hope the sound is okay and the wind's not too bad. So yeah, I still keep it in this neck carry, and like I say, I've still got the modded paracord on. Yeah, resharpened it, so I'm going to take it out and use it. First thing I'm going to cut is some, what are they called? Sycamore saplings. So I've got a few of them here, so there's one. I'm just going to see how many strikes it takes to get through it, and just how easy they are to carve. Well, not only did I knock over my tripod, there we go, but I managed to get through it in one. Try it again without knocking anything over. As you can see there, it gets, there you go, it's fairly sharp. I must admit I'm not a big fan of the hollow grind on it. You know, a good flat grind would be better, but yeah, it goes through this pretty well, and it carves it pretty well. The problem I am finding with this knife is you have to put a lot of force behind it for it to carve. I think it's because of this grind, but like I said, I got it for £21 instead of 41, and I've said this again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, it is not worth £41. But anyway, just carrying on. I'm sorry about the blurriness around there. That's jumper I've got to use to hold the thing up. Hang on, I might be able to adjust it slightly. There you go, that's a bit better. Be able to do some more cutting. So for green softwoods, it cuts perfectly well. In fact, it cuts very well. So it's definitely got a thumbs up for green woods. Well, like willow, ash, sycamore, things like that. It'll cut really well. This will be a good test of the coating as well. See how well that holds up. I don't know how well that's going to do, but you know, we'll see. I've got a piece of dead wood here. Now this is quite old and dead, really. You can hear it. So I'm just going to see how well it goes through this. I think this is pretty much virgin on rotten, but it'll be a good test for stabbing and prying to see how well the tip is going to hold up. So well, as you can see, the edge, if that'll focus, I don't know whether it will, but the edge, let's see if I can just, is that gonna, oh, I'm hoping that's focused, but yeah, the tip has held up pretty nicely. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. I'm just going to try and chop with it now for a bit. There we go. Took a fair while to get through that, but then again, this wood is, like I say, getting ready almost to be rotten. There's a few hard bits, but it's nearly rotten, so don't actually be test if that'll be. That's more of a hard, soft wood test, so it definitely chops through that fairly well. So I'm going to try and split this log that I just cut through and see how well it batons. Actually, the core of this wood is actually very hard, so I think it's not rotten all the way through. Then again, that could happen. Just try and take this out. It seems to baton fairly well, and the coating seems to be holding up quite well, and there's no chips in the edge. No chips in the edge at all, so that's quite good. And the edge seems to be fairly strong, so yeah, I'm going to do a lot more carving and chopping, and I can come back to you and give you my final thoughts. So basically I'm just going to do my final thoughts on the knife after testing and just give you an overview. Yeah, like I said, what I think about it. So after testing it for about an hour, the hedge is holding up quite well. It's yeah, it's still usably sharp, although it has dulled a fair bit. I do find that the handle becomes quite uncomfortable when you carve it. I tend to find that these back parts and the top here, they really dig in your skin. They are quite painful. When you're chopping, to have this little bit of lanyard is quite good. It gives you something for your little finger to kind of grab onto and allow you to have some leverage with the knife, which is quite good. The coating is also quite good, although I think I might actually strip the coating off and try and make it a mirror polish, and then put some black paracord on. I think it might look a bit better. The jaw is quite good, it's quite comfortable, fairly handy, and it's good that there's a bit of a protrusion there so your finger can't slip onto the blade. One thing I'm not a big fan of is this up here. I don't know why they rounded, when I say rounded, but why they kind of cut off the spine, because a 90-degree spine, or at least a flat spine, would have been a lot more useful than this. This is the jimping would have been better, although the jimping is quite good as it is. It's, yeah, I think a 90-degree spine, or at least a flat spine, would have been better. I don't know why they've I don't know why they've ground a swedge on it, unless you want to use it as a spear, which is ridiculous. And it's a clip point as well, and I would have preferred that just to have carried on up and you get a bit more belly in the knife for things like skinning, but that's just a few things. Apart from that, I think it's a pretty good knife. It's my only Gerber thing I own, and I don't know, I think it might be the only Gerber thing I own ever. I don't know why, but something about Gerber just doesn't sit right with me. I'm a bit like that with cold steel as well. I don't know why. I just have this big hype over all the products, and they're not actually that good. But I mean, this is quite hard, because for a £20 knife it's very good, but for a £40 knife it's a rip-off. The sheath I do like actually. I think it's very good, although it has loosened off a hell of a lot. When I first got it, I mean, you had to tug on it to get it out. You could barely remove it. But now it slides in pretty easily, and it comes out pretty easily. And I wear it around my neck, and I know there's no chance of it ever coming apart. The tip is very strong. I stabbed it into woods, going about this thick, deep, and I've pried it out, and it's not snapped at all. So I'm fairly happy with that about it. I think that's about it really. I think overall, if you can get it on sale, get it. It's a fantastic little survival knife. It's yeah, it's not going to let you down. There's not really much on it to let you down, is there? Yeah, that's probably about it. If I do anything else to it, I'll show you all. But yeah, cheers for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next one.